Alright, we're going to talk about skewness here in lesson 3-4 video. This should be actually video 2, not video 1. So let me change that real quick. Okay, so we're just going to dive right in here. First thing that we need to talk about is what a skewed left box plot looks like. So this is where you have a box plot that is skewed to the left, where you can see that you have a longer whisker here and a longer box than the right side. So this is skewed to the left. Okay, remember, 25% of your data, 25%, 25%, 25%. So the wider whisker and the wider box is going to show you that your data is more spread out. Now, if it's symmetric, it's going to look like each of these areas are about the same length. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be better, more symmetric than the previous example here. And then this would be an example of skewed right here, where the boxes and or the whisker is stretched further out on the right-hand side. Okay, so the next thing you need to write down is what we talked about earlier, that 25% of your data lies within each of these sections. Okay, so just because this section right here is spread out more does not mean there's more data values in there. It just means that the spread of that data is wider. And then the last thing is that there's a couple other conclusions we can draw, is that 50% of the data lies below Q2. So this is Q2. Q2 is also the median. So 25 plus 25 will give you 50%. 50% of the data lies above the median, so here. So here's the median, 25 plus 25 is 50%. And then lastly, 50% of the data lies between the first quartile and the third. So 50% of your data is right here in this IQR area. Okay, example 3. What percent of data recorded above an 8 on the box plot below? Remember that we know that there is 25% of data values here, 25% here, 25% here, and 25% here, meaning that from here and above, that means we know 25% of my data is at or above. Okay, so that would be that answer there. And would example 3 be best described as skewed or symmetric? I would argue, since these are spread out on the right-hand side further than the left-hand side, that this would be skewed right. Now remember, the skew is always in the direction of where the tails are. So in this case, we have the tail, the longer tail on the right. All right, make sure you try the U-Try, and then I'll see you in the next section.